Hello, hello, hello. My name is Itagwa, before we go too far, and welcome to my channel. Of course, I love new people. I love returning subscribers. I love it when people are like telling me, oh my gosh, that video really helped me. So this video series we're doing about house hunting in Nairobi, or moving out tips and tricks. So primarily it's for low budget, or it depends, affordable housing options for people who are moving to Nairobi, moving to Kenya, what to consider when you're moving out, if you're like in that space of your life. So for this second video of this series, I want to talk about tips for house hunting. So in my first video, I addressed like things you need to think about before you start house hunting. If you haven't watched that, I'm gonna put it, I'll put it right here. So watch that. You might not be able actually to click it, but like, you know what, just go into the description box and click that link and watch that, and then come back here and then we can continue this conversation, okay? This series is mostly budget-friendly options. As I said in my first video, my budget for house hunting was 20,000 shillings. Like the rent, if I was pushing it, maybe 21, 22, rent including water and electricity and security fees, okay? So that was my baseline for budget friendly. I understand that might not be friendly to every single person. Anywho, okay, so I'm gonna put a disclaimer. This is specific to Nairobi and it is very specific to my experience, so your experiences might be different, but I'm just putting out my experience out there so that if anyone is going through the same thing, they can relate. In my tips for hunting, now tip number one, go to expensive places. Go, if your budget is 20,000, go to a place where the rent is like 200, 500,000. And why do I say that? Go and it opens up your mind to understand the realm of possibilities of where you could be living. I went to like $1 million listings in General Mathenge Road when I was searching for a place to stay, and I was like, you know what, it's $1 million. Well, for sale, not for like renting. I'm assuming renting will be like 400k. So I went and I looked at those places. In fact, I actually made a video. You should probably look at it in the description box. Yeah, I went to like really expensive places. I went to Parklands and looked at expensive places to stay. I went to Kitsuru and looked at all these beautiful mansions, you know, and I just go and I'm like, hi, I'm looking for a place to live. My options is like 4 to 5 bedroom. I have a budget of up to 500,000 shillings. Where? But it opens up your mind into the realm of possibilities of regardless of where I end up staying, there is so much more that I should not limit myself, and there is so much more that the universe or that God can grant me in my life. So that's what I did, the first thing. And then the second thing is walk around. If you're okay, so it depends. Some people like using agents. It's okay. Personally, I didn't use any agents. I just went and walked. I would set like 4, 5, 6 hours to walk around the areas that I was interested in. I said in my previous video, I was interested in either Route 118, which is Kabete, Spring Valley, or 119, which is Momto, Kitsuru, or Wayaki Way. So go and just like walk around. Usually you'll see houses with signposts to let. Call this number, knock the door, ask them, or knock the gate and ask, are there any houses available? So when you do that, it kind of, I feel like when you don't use like real estate agents, okay, there's the downside and the upside. It's more work because now you have to do the searching. But on the upside is because you know exactly what you're looking for, it's easier for you to say no when you're looking at places. So I went the no real estate agent way. If you want to use a real estate agent, you can do that, but be careful because there's scammers out there. They're trying to steal your money. I remember when my best friend was looking for a house, and then so she had like gone online and like googled all these places. Yo, she was sending me all these options. I'm like, girl, like where you getting these places from? Like 1 bedroom on Karuna Road with like beautiful finishing and like beautiful tiling for 15,000 shillings. I was like, that sounds too good to be true, girl. You sure about that? She's like, nah, it's okay, I'm just gonna go and check. Lo and behold, it turns out that it was actually people trying to scam, because you know they usually say something like, oh, any person, any agent that comes to you and has like so much haste, oh, it's gonna go very soon, I showed it to 3 people in the morning and 2 of them want to place a deposit today, so if you want to book it even before we go to view, send me 1 month's deposit. So you'll be like, hey, by the way, this thing is on high demand, ebu wacha niende nikamtumie umse pesa. Don't do that, please. For the love of Christ, for the mercies of God, for the mercies of your bank account, do not do that. Just be like, thank you. If it's mine, it's mine. I'd rather see it before I make any financial commitment, okay? So that's number 1. Don't pay before you have like a face-to-face meeting. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. It's a lie from the enemy, a lie from the devil himself and his children. They're all liars, the children of the devil. They're trying to scam you. So don't fall for it. I feel like preaching. Okay. And then, so let's say now you've gone and you've now you're looking at your options. So you have that list of things that you prefer, right? And you have the non-negotiables, which I talked about in my first video, which if you haven't watched, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go and watch it, pause this video, then come back. Like, I'm going nowhere, like I'm still here, okay? You get to a place, you like it. If you can talk to at least one neighbor who lives there, do that, ask them. Because you know, these people sometimes oversell the place. You ask the caretaker, maji ni ya bohol na inakuanga kila saa. Okay, stima ni yako unajilipia na ni ya mita ama ni ya tokens. Okay. Security ni nzuri kabisa. Huku hata hakujawahi ibiwa. Huku hata tujuangi wezi ni nani. Huku nakwambia hata tuko na sijui nini. They will tell you everything, okay? And then ask them about whatever you ask. They'll always tell you good stuff. But you talk to a neighbor and you're like, so how's the security in this place? They'll be like, girl, run for your life. We were attacked 2 weeks ago, and then the other day there was someone whose car was trying to be stolen. The other day someone was kidnapped. The neighbors will tell you the truth. So if you can talk at least to one person and just like ask them those like very basic questions about the space, do that. And ask for honesty, because I'm just hoping these are good people. They're not trying to swindle you either. They're not in on it with the caretakers, but it does help talking to someone who's already living there. Key thing is like water and security. I know there's a lot of places where they don't have like water storage, or they get water from like the main water supply or something. And essentially that means if there's no backup borehole, if the main supply runs out or has a problem, the whole place does not have water. And you have to like have mitungis, like the jerry cans, to store the water and everything. So always ask that. Always ask, how is the security in this place? Those are like very key, especially if you're living in areas where there's higher levels of insecurity. I know like there are spots in Kabete where there's very high insecurity, so just ask, what are the incidences that have happened? And then when you have talked to the neighbors, give yourself enough time for this whole process, okay? Give yourself like 1 month, 2 months. Okay, sometimes it might not be possible because things happen faster than you desire. But if you can, just give yourself time. Look at what are the options available, you know? Date this process, you know, get to know the process of how do you house hunt well, you know? At least it helps in that you get to see more options and you get to really think and marinate about it. And then also, even in the process, you might end up deciding, you know what, this moving out thing it ain't for me. It's not for me. I am Gucci. I will stay in my bedroom. I will eat mama's food and I am fine. So give yourself enough time. And then the last thing is be flexible. I wanted a pool. Do I have a pool? Well, there's a river down here. Like, I could go swim in it. I don't know if it's deep enough. But there's a river down here. Okay, like, there are things that you can like be negotiable about. I talked about having 3 non-negotiable things. For me, it was walls have to be white or very light in color, muted tiles, and I can't remember what the third one was, but watch the other video. Yeah, so if there are things that you have, these are key things. Other things are very like, you know, you don't have to have a pool. I don't have a backup generator, and it's fine because I get to burn my candles and it smells nice in my house, and I get to have like romantic candle lit dinners with myself sometimes. Actually, we don't really have power shortages or outages in this place that often. I think ever since I moved out, which is like September, I've had only 2 nights where there was no power, and one of them the lights came back like at 7:30, so I really didn't burn my candle, and then the other one, like the whole night there were no lights. Yeah, so I haven't really had like power shortages. I know there's places in Nairobi where it's like, why huku stima unaonanga ni kama lasagna, hauionangi. I don't know why I'm thinking about lasagna. I'm hungry. Okay, the last video that I'm gonna talk about is now moving out. I'll talk about my experience moving out, the places that I shopped. Like, honestly guys, I was traumatized by how much I was spending, and just basically how was that for me. And then I'll also tell you guys like the things that you need to put in place, put your house in order before you decide to get into that house, okay? So I'll talk about that. I think I'll first talk about my experience and then now tips for you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao!